Back in the flood zone tonight. All that heavy rain we've gotten has rivers and streams rising, causing flooding all over our state. Hi, everybody. We're glad you're with us tonight. I'm Darren Kramer.
I'm Sonia Baghdadi. Heavy rain early this morning caused flash flooding in the central and western parts of the state. Take a look at the mess. This is at the University of Hartford in West Hartford earlier today. You're looking at flash flooding there at a parking lot. Look at all those cars underwater.
Yeah, it's a big mess they've got there. Here's a look at the swollen Naugatuck River there in Naugatuck today. The water is rushing there too after all that rain. And in Shelton, officials have ordered a mandatory evacuation in the Maples section of town because of all the flooding they have there as well.
And for those living in the Maples section of Shelton and other parts of the Naugatuck Valley, the flooding isn't anything new. News
8's Allie Reed continues our team coverage on the scene in Shelton with a look at what people there are dealing with.
Residents here say when they woke up, the Housatonic River was coming in through their homes and onto their streets. And the water here is extremely deep. Just standing here at probably the most shallow part, it comes right up to my knees. But if we can pan down there, you can see just how far the water goes. And if I were to keep walking back there, the water would hit my hips. Residents had to wade through more than 3 feet of water to get out of their homes this morning.
I was racing this morning at 6 o'clock when they came down the street to, with a bullhorn to evacuate us. I was racing to get everything up and out because this one was totally by surprise. We didn't know. The water had gone down since, the storm of Irene, and we thought we were in the clear.
This is the second major flood to hit this area in less than 2 weeks. UI officials disabled the power this morning. Again, without power and surrounded by water, residents say they're emotionally exhausted.
You build your whole life and you try and work harder, and then, this happens. It's just, it's hard. It's hard to deal with.
He wonders if something could have been done to lower the river's water level ahead of the rain deluge that could have reduced the amount of flooding.
A week of preparation and we still can't empty this lake because we know how much water we're going to get? Something's not adding up. It's just crazy.
Allie Reed, News 8.
People living along the Housatonic River aren't the only ones who are dealing with flooding tonight.
In Danbury, the heavy rains caused water to flood a lot of streets there. News 8's Aaron Cox continues our team coverage on the scene in Danbury.
The normal babbling brook simply burst its banks, sending water into this parking lot, partially flooding a condominium complex and, ironically, a business that specializes in water cleanup. It isn't easy for Maria Castano to get to her front door. Her unit at the Hatter City complex is surrounded by water, which is why she moved her car.
I take my car, I put it here, I knock the door for everybody, put the car in the street because we don't have, every year we have this problem.
Across the way, Scott Yoren says he expected some flooding.
We were prepared for some water. 2 hours later, it was up to our waists.
Ironically, he owns a Serve Pro franchise and has been busy with Storm Irene water damage business. Now they're the ones flooded, having to clean up their own place while also responding to customers who they now have a common bond with.
It also gives us the ability to look a customer square in the eye and say, we've been there. We know what you're dealing with.
Nearby, the back parking lot of the Danbury police station took on a lot of water. But now it's receding, allowing the sandbags to be picked up and saved for another rainy day. Though this day wasn't a total loss.
My son, in his infinite desire to have fun, pulled the jet skis out that we store and was riding through the parking lot.
By late this afternoon, the water had begun to recede, but residents are still left having to evaluate what is soggy and what can be salvaged. Reporting on the scene in Danbury, I'm Aaron Cox, News 8.
In the central part of the state, the University of Hartford was not the place to be today.
Yeah, flash flooding rushed through a parking lot surrounding cars with water there. News 8's Jamie Mura on the scene in West Hartford with a look at that mess.
The past few weeks in Connecticut, weather-wise, have simply been incredible. And here we are again. We're on the campus of the University of Hartford, and look at this. This is a parking lot here at the university. These are students' cars, and a lot of them woke up this morning, got an email from the school, ran down here, and this is what they saw.
I know the battery's still alive because the car alarm's going off.
Frank Bartold is getting a crash course in Meteorology 101, and it's testing his patience.
The black F-150.
Oh, that's a nice truck.
Yeah, it was.
The usually calm Park River exploded Thursday morning, rising about a foot an hour, swelling so much it overtook parking lots C, D, E, and F at the University of Hartford. Frank's truck, now a submarine, is in lot C.
There's probably ducks swimming in my front seat right now.
Pretty good. Have you talked to Mom and Dad yet?
Yeah, I have.
And what did Mom and Dad say?
That sucks. You're going to be without a car for a while.
Frank is not alone. Many cars were pushed by the strong current, fenders kissing one another as the water rushed under, through, and over hundreds of thousands of dollars of students' property. The university did send out warnings on email, Facebook, and Twitter early Thursday morning advising students about the adverse weather conditions.
And we actually did tow about 100 cars this morning before it got too dangerous for the companies that we contract with to do towing, before it got too dangerous for them to get in and get more cars. I mean,
it was easy to tell the students that came out here just to take a look and those that were thinking about what to tell their folks. This was a weather lesson, but also a lesson in the hurdles life can suddenly throw at you.
I'm guessing there's really nothing we can do now until the water goes away, which I don't know when that's going to be. But
Welcome to college.
yeah, I know. It's great.
Are you missing class? What the university is asking students to do is, if one of the cars was underwater, they want you to go to the public safety office and file a report. That way the school has the incident on file, as well as that can be used for the insurance companies who have to come take a look at the damage and get all this mess rectified. Meanwhile, the school says they're going to provide vouchers for cabs, maybe other things like books, if books were in these cars, or computers, while they still have to assess all the damage that happened from these torrential rains. On the scene in West Hartford, Jamie Muro, News 8.